All right, gang, we're back with our in-gym and at-home Metcon for Monday, February 8th. We've got 3 rounds today, a minute at each station. You'll have a minute of rest at the end of each round. Our 3 movements today are going to be lateral bear drags, sit to stands, and then a new one for most of us, a side plank with a press. On these lateral bear drags, staying slow and controlled is the key. Let's go over our bear position to start. You want to have just enough gap between your knee and your hand to be able to slide that dumbbell through. So you don't want to get overextended here. From there, those knees should hover only an inch or two off the ground. Our spine should be in a straight line. We're keeping that belly tight. Our whole goal here is to keep a rigid back as well as to keep our pelvis locked in. So we don't want those hips shifting. We don't want that back moving. That torso should basically hover through space. Dumbbell is going to start outside. Once we find that bear position, you're going to reach across, and then I really want you to think about locking down through the middle before you drag in order to resist movement of the hips. From there, we're going to move slowly until the dumbbell is on the outside of our ribs again, then lock down right before you pull. You can either slide that dumbbell or you can lift it slightly to get it outside on the opposite side of the ribs, and then you'll walk over to the other side and drag again. If you're in the gym and you're working in a box today, you'll drag all the way to one side and then you'll drag all the way back to the other side. You'll keep making those side-to-side trips for as much of the minute as you can. A lot of times when we do these minute at each station workouts, we'll cut it off around the 45-second mark to give you time to transition. It shouldn't take much time to transition at all on any of these movements. Plus, you've got a full minute rest at the end of each round. So work for as much of the minute as you can on each movement today. Movement number 2, sit to stand. Feet close together. Move this ab mat. As we come down to the ground, we want our butt to stay close to our heels. Let's let those hands stay out in front. We're going to roll back, keeping those ribs locked down to our belly button. And then heels should come back down to the ground, close to the butt. And that's what's going to allow us to find our balance so we can get back into that stand. If you're struggling with that sit to stand, your substitute for today will be 30 seconds of a close stand squat. So that's one of the elements of that sit to stand, followed by 30 seconds of a bent knee sit up, but with our heels as close to our butt as we can get it, because that is that next position that we need to be in order to execute that sit to stand successfully. Last minute of work is going to be a side plank with a press. You don't need to go heavy on these. 5 to 10 pounds is plenty. On your setup, remember, top foot is going to go out in front. Elbow should be right beneath the shoulder, pressing the whole forearm through the ground. Now, before we press, some other things to remember. Really think about pressing the sides of the feet through the ground. That's going to help us engage our legs and our glutes. And then from there, squeeze your butt. That's going to bring your hip to extension. Lock your belly down. Keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. From here, fist starts by the ribs, elbow back tight behind us. And then as we press forward, we don't want any movement of that torso. Constant movement on these presses today. So in as soon as you get back, straight back out. This is one of those movements that for the first few reps, you won't feel it as much, but as you get into 5, 10 reps, you'll really feel it start to burn on that low side, which is where we want a lot of that oblique work going on today. On those, you'll press for 30 seconds on one side, and then you'll flip it over and you'll press for 30 seconds on the other side for that minute of work. 4th minute is rest. Stand tall, breathe through your nose, bring your heart rate back down, recharge for that next round. Keeping good technique, moving slowly and consistently today. That's the goal to kick off this deload week. Good luck on today's Metcon, and we'll see you back for Tuesday's workout.